Transform Your Life in 12 Weeks. Introduction. Have you ever noticed that some people achieve amazing results while others work just as hard but do not reach their goals? The difference is often not talent or intelligence, it is the way they plan and take action. Many people wait for the right time to start working seriously. They hope they will feel more motivated next week, next month, or next year. But motivation comes and goes. Success depends on consistent action, not on feelings. The book The 12-Week Year offers a different way of thinking. Instead of planning for one whole year, the author suggests treating 12 weeks as 1 year. This shorter period helps people stay focused, work with more energy, and achieve much more than they normally would in 12 months. The main idea is simple. When the deadline is close, people stop wasting time. They become more focused and make better decisions. By creating a new year every 12 weeks, you can keep this feeling of urgency all the time. Chapter 1. Stop thinking in one-year plans. From childhood, we learn to think in years. We go to school every year. Companies make yearly plans, and many people create New Year's resolutions. Every January, people promise themselves that they will lose weight, save money, learn a new language, or start a business. At first, they are excited, but after a few weeks, motivation becomes weaker. Because December is still very far away, they think there is plenty of time. They delay important tasks and believe they will work harder later. Unfortunately, later often never comes. Near the end of the year, something interesting happens. Suddenly, everyone becomes busy. Employees work harder to reach company goals. Students study harder before exams. Business owners try to increase sales. Why? Because the deadline is close. The authors call this year-end urgency. The 12-week year uses this feeling all year long. Instead of waiting 12 months, you only have 12 weeks to finish your goals. This creates natural pressure to act every day. If you waste 1 week, you lose almost 10% of your time. That makes every week important. At the end of each 12-week cycle, you review your progress, celebrate your success, learn from your mistakes, and immediately begin a new cycle. You do not need to wait until January to start again. This simple change makes people more productive because they focus on today's actions instead of distant future plans. Chapter 2. Build a strong vision. Goals are important, but they are not enough. You also need a strong reason to achieve them. Many people stop when work becomes difficult. The problem is that today's discomfort feels stronger than tomorrow's reward. That is why the book says you need a clear vision of your future. A vision is a picture of the life you want to create. It should include every important area of your life: your family, your health, your career, your finances, your relationships, your personal growth, your community. When your daily work supports this bigger vision, it becomes easier to stay motivated. The authors explain that our brains naturally prefer safety and comfort. Change feels uncertain, so we often return to old habits. However, our brains can also imagine a better future. If we regularly think about our goals and visualize success, our minds slowly begin to accept this future as possible. Everything starts with one question. What if? What if I could build a successful business? What if I became healthier? What if I earned twice as much money? After that comes another question. How can I do it? Now your brain begins looking for solutions instead of excuses. Over time, if you keep taking action, success starts feeling normal instead of impossible. The chapter also explains 3 important ideas. Accountability. Many people blame other people, bad luck, or difficult situations. Successful people think differently. They ask, "What can I do?" You cannot control everything in life, but you can always control your thoughts and your actions. Taking responsibility gives you more power because you stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems. Commitment. There is a big difference between being interested and being committed. If you are only interested, you work when it is easy. If you are committed, you continue even when things become difficult. Committed people do not search for excuses. They search for solutions. Every promise you keep to yourself increases your confidence. Greatness in small moments. Success is not created in one big event. It is created through hundreds of small decisions. Making one extra phone call, reading 10 more pages, exercising today instead of skipping it, saving money instead of spending it. These small actions may seem unimportant, but together they produce amazing results over time. Chapter 3. Create a system for success. Having dreams without a plan usually leads nowhere. The 12-week year teaches that every goal needs a clear action plan. Instead of trying to improve everything at once, choose only 1 to 3 major goals for the next 12 weeks. Too many goals divide your attention. Fewer goals increase your focus. After choosing your goals, break them into weekly actions. Do not simply write, "Improve my business." Instead, write specific tasks such as contact 10 new customers, publish 2 articles, create 1 advertisement, finish 1 training course. Clear actions are much easier to complete. The authors tell the story of a salesperson who increased results by 400%. He did not learn new sales techniques. He simply became much better at consistently doing the important actions every week. The book explains that motivation cannot always be trusted. Some days you will feel energetic. Some days you will not. That is why successful people depend on systems instead of emotions. Every week, spend about 15 to 20 minutes reviewing your progress and planning the next week. Every morning, spend 5 minutes deciding which important tasks must be completed that day. These short planning sessions save many hours later. Another helpful idea is meeting regularly with a small group of 2 to 4 people. During these meetings, everyone shares what they completed, what problems they faced, what they will do next. The purpose is not to criticize people. It is to encourage each other and stay focused. The book also explains the importance of measuring progress. There are 2 kinds of measurements. The first are results. For example, income, weight loss, number of customers. The second are actions that create those results. For example, number of sales calls, exercise sessions, hours spent studying. You cannot always control results immediately, but you can always control your daily actions. The authors recommend tracking how many planned tasks you actually complete each week. If you complete about 85% of your planned actions, you are usually moving toward your goals. The book also teaches people to use time wisely. Time cannot be saved forever. Once a day is gone, it never comes back. The authors divide working time into 3 types. Strategic blocks are long periods of focused work without interruptions. During this time, you work only on your most important projects. Buffer blocks are used for answering emails, phone calls, and solving small problems. This prevents interruptions from destroying your focus. Breakout blocks are time for rest. Everyone needs breaks to recover energy and think clearly. Working all day without rest usually reduces productivity instead of increasing it. Chapter 4. Overcoming difficulties. Every change feels uncomfortable at first. This is completely normal. The authors describe 5 stages that most people experience. First comes excitement because everything feels new. Then reality appears, and people realize the work is harder than expected. Next comes the hardest period called the Valley of Despair. Many people quit here because they do not see results yet. However, those who continue slowly become more confident. Finally, they reach success and begin enjoying the rewards of their hard work. Knowing these stages helps people continue instead of giving up. The book also describes several common problems. The first is wanting immediate rewards. People often choose today's comfort instead of tomorrow's success. The 12-week year solves this by making goals much closer. The reward no longer feels 1 year away. It feels only a few weeks away. Another problem is that large goals look frightening. For example, writing a book or starting a company may seem impossible. But when these goals are divided into small, weekly tasks, they become much easier. Old habits are another challenge. People naturally repeat familiar routines. The weekly planning system helps replace bad habits with better ones. Finally, many people develop a victim mindset. They blame other people, their boss, the economy, or bad luck. The book says this way of thinking prevents success. Real progress begins when you accept responsibility for your own actions. The first 12 weeks are especially important because this is when new habits are created. The authors divide the cycle into 3 parts. The first 4 weeks focus on building good routines and starting quickly. The second 4 weeks are about staying consistent after the excitement disappears. The final 4 weeks focus on finishing strongly, even if everything has not gone perfectly. After 12 weeks comes week 13. This week is used to review what happened, celebrate achievements, learn from mistakes, and prepare the next 12-week plan. Conclusion: the 12-week year is much more than a productivity system. It changes the way people think about time, goals, and daily work. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, you begin acting today. Instead of making huge yearly plans that are easy to forget, you focus on the next 12 weeks. The book teaches that success does not come from working harder every day. It comes from working on the right things consistently. A clear vision gives you motivation. Commitment helps you continue when life becomes difficult. Planning tells you exactly what to do. Measuring your actions keeps you honest. Regular reviews help you improve every week. Most importantly, the book reminds us that extraordinary success is built through ordinary daily actions. Every phone call, every workout, every page you read, and every promise you keep to yourself moves you closer to the life you want. You do not need to wait until next year to change your future. You can start today, work with focus for the next 12 weeks, and achieve far more than you ever believed possible.